is good? Sorry. What is good, Boom Crew? It's your girl Annie Boom Fanny, and today is May 30th. Today's Tuesday. I was just out. I had went and tried to do like a paid study group. And they sent a text message saying do not show up. Basically too early because they won't have any room in the waiting area. So I showed up. It was at 1:30. I showed up 1:25, and they said that the 1:30 session was full. That supposedly I still get paid. I'll still get paid. So hopefully I do. I was gonna stay outside, but I was having trouble keeping it together. I feel like I'm about to cry any moment because my son is graduating tomorrow. And I just feel overwhelmed already. Like, I feel overwhelmed. Like, I'm trying not to, I don't want to be outside and then I just bust out crying. I don't know how to explain how I feel. Like, I feel, of course, I'm happy and I'm proud of him. But I think just the reality is setting. I was talking to somebody else about it, my cousin's girlfriend, because her son and my son are close in age or probably the same age, I don't know. And she was like, "Oh, you feel bad initially, but then you'll be all right." And I was in my head like, "Girl, you got more than one kid." Like, I have only one child. So I think that's another reason why it's hard too, because it's like it's always just been me and him. And even if he was at his father's house for an extended period of time, it's like he was still there. I mean, he's not, he, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, yeah, he going to college and you ever see him. But it's just a lot to deal with. And then I think that's part of the reason why I've been having like low key baby fever. Because I don't want him to leave. I don't want him to leave. I've been having baby fever really, really bad. Of course, I'm still on my birth control. But, yeah, I don't even want to get into the topic of my boyfriend or whatever right now. Things are so rocky. I just don't want to discuss that. So I'm gonna just leave it alone. Yeah, I just think that I'm having a hard time. I distinctly remember when I was pregnant with my son and I was in the system, and I remember not telling the foster care agency or telling my mom because, well, I wasn't gonna tell my mom. I wasn't talking to her at the time, but I remember not telling the foster care agency because I I vividly remember thinking in my head like, wow, I have something that belongs to me, and I know I'm saying something. Of course, there's someone, but when you grow up in foster care or you grow up in and out of the system, it's like nothing is really yours, or no where you are is permanent. So I remember thinking like, if when I have this baby, like this is really mine. Like that's the only thing that I have. Like clothes, Jewelry, money, anything that you can think of is always like something that can be taken away or disposed of. And I think that just comes from me being in so many temporary situations that by the time I had my son, it became like this possessive thing, like this is all mine. I hope that doesn't sound bad. I hope y'all get where I'm coming from. So I think I understand that I have to like let go a little bit. It's just a lot for me to deal with. I was on a train and I had to like stop thinking about it because I felt my eyes watering up. I felt my eyes watering up. I felt myself about to break down. I remember when my son was like, I think he was probably 4 or 5. And my son was a lot to deal with when he was younger. Well, he was a lot for me to deal with because maybe he was just being a normal child and I just was immature. I had my son at a very early age. So I just remember always being frustrated with him. And I remember like thinking, yeah, when this boy turned 18, he gonna have to get out of my house. You know how black people do. It's like soon as you turn a certain age, it's like. But I remember hearing other people saying that, so I thought that was an okay thing to think and feel. And of course, over the years, I learned better. But it's like now he's 18 and he has to leave. My God, I think his moving date is not till August 8th. I think just tomorrow is like it just really sets in. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying not to have a fucking complete meltdown on this camera. I just felt the need to get this off my chest because it's like I don't. None of my immediate friends have kids that are like my son's age and are graduating high school right now. So I just think I'm just replaying everything in my head. Like I should have did this better, or could I have done this better? And it's like people always tell me like, "Yo, you're a great mom." And in my head, I magnify myself. I think of all those moments. I felt like maybe I was a little neglectful, or I was a little cold, or it's like I'm scrutinizing myself. And I know that my son, of course, I did a good job in the sense of, I kept him out of the streets. I encouraged him. I made sure he did well in school. I made sure I provided him with the things that I'm supposed to provide him with. but you always like go over things like you remember times where you were you shorted your child, you know what I'm saying? Like you could have done better. And at the moment you didn't really realize you were not as present as you should have been, but like in retrospect you think about it like, damn, I should have did this, or I should have did that, or I should have said this. It's like, okay, given the circumstance, having him at such a young age, of course, there's things that I didn't know. But I just wish that I just want him to know that, I really love him. I really do love him. And I think it's not even I think, I know part of the reason why I didn't have another child yet is because I always felt like, what if they don't turn out like my son? Like, what if they the complete opposite and they just, some children put their parents through the ringer, and my son wasn't necessarily like that. Yeah, when he was a toddler, he was really difficult. Um, but besides that, I ain't never really have no complaint to the point where I was like, yeah, I never want another kid. Like, I always thought, damn, I want another child, but I want them to be like my current child. um, I know I'm ranting right now, y'all. I'm just being honest. Some people get on camera and they act like parenthood is all good and A, B, and C, but the fact is, especially with your first child or your only child, it's like you don't know shit until it happened. You don't know what the fuck you doing until something happened and you gotta figure it out. Especially as a mother, it's like there's no breathing room. I've been fortunate enough to have had a baby with somebody who was not a deadbeat, of course. Although me and his father have not gotten along in the past and we've been through some shit, I can't ever fix my mouth and say that he was a deadbeat. There may have been times where he showed up short, the same way I have, or he wasn't acting in his best self, the same way I have, but he wasn't no deadbeat. So I'm fortunate enough for that, but I don't know. This shit is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I'm happy, but I feel like heartbroken. So his his best friend is here. If y'all saw in the last vlog, his best friend is here. So he'll be going to the graduation with us. And my friend Barbara, sorry if I'm really low, my throat is kind of messed up. My friend Barbara, we just started speaking again. We weren't speaking for a long time, but that's his godmother. So we just started speaking again, and she is down in New York. So she'll be there. Of course, his father will be there. Yeah. I don't know what else I could say. It's just, I think that's part of the reason why I haven't been uploading the good fucking mornings, because I have been having a hard time dealing with this. Like the rest of my house is in order for the most part. But like my room is like the clothes on my bed, they're on the floor. It's like I'm feeling, I don't know if depressed is the right word, but that's how I'm feeling. Like I'm really struggling with this shit. Anyway, I might just upload this separately and then do a graduation vlog. Yeah, I'm not sure because I've been talking for a minute. It's going on 16 minutes, and I plan on uploading every part of this little impromptu rant. Yeah, I know me. If I'm gonna tell it, I'm gonna tell it. So, anyways, I'm not sure if I'm gonna attach a part of the graduation to this vlog or if it's gonna be separate, but yeah. Let me know if y'all been through this. If y'all going through this, how y'all feeling? Cause I don't like this feeling. I don't like it at all.